Mike Tyson will forever remain in boxing history as one of the most spectacular knockout artists the sport has ever seen. A man whose opponents rarely survived a single round once they stepped into the ring with him. Tyson had a terrifying presence, a unique mixture of speed, power, and aggression that could crumble even the most confident fighters. When Tyson landed his trademark right hand, the match was often over before it had really begun. Yet for all his dominance, there were moments when even Iron Mike looked vulnerable, when opponents pushed him to the brink of defeat and forced him to summon every ounce of grit, determination, and raw ferocity to claw his way back. Those were the fights that defined his legacy just as much as the lightning-fast knockouts, because they showed the world that Tyson wasn't just a destroyer, he was a warrior. One of the darkest moments of Tyson's career came in 1990 when, at the peak of his powers, he suffered his first professional defeat. The world watched in disbelief as Buster Douglas, a fighter considered a massive underdog, dismantled the heavyweight champion. Douglas, fighting with a burning determination after the recent loss of his mother, delivered a performance for the ages. Tyson was dropped with a vicious uppercut that sealed the upset and sent shockwaves across the boxing world. For the first time, Tyson looked human, and the aura of invincibility was gone. Yet even in defeat, this moment added to the legend of Tyson, because it set the stage for him to prove that he still had the heart of a champion. After that loss, Tyson faced the dangerous Donovan Razor Ruddock, a man many believed had the tools to end Tyson's reign for good. Ruddock wasn't intimidated. He was motivated, hungry, and convinced he could knock out the most feared man in boxing. When the two collided in the ring, it was a war. Tyson and Ruddock threw punches like two gladiators locked in a death match, each refusing to back down. In the third round, Tyson reminded the world of his brilliance, flooring Ruddock with a perfectly timed left hand that showcased his unmatched counterpunching ability. But Ruddock wasn't going away easily. He roared back, landing heavy shots that had Tyson's fans on edge, making them wonder if their hero would fall again. Then came the seventh round. Tyson unleashed a brutal combination that forced the referee to step in, stopping the fight. It was a reminder that even when pushed to the edge, Tyson's willpower and savage finishing ability remained unmatched. In 1999, Tyson met Francois Botha, and what should have been a straightforward fight became an emotional battlefield. Before the bout, a journalist provoked Tyson with dismissive comments, and the former champion entered the ring seething with rage. Botha, crafty and unafraid, used dirty tactics, clinching and holding to frustrate Tyson while sneaking in shots that only fueled Iron Mike's anger. At one point, Tyson completely lost his composure and tried to twist Botha's arm in the clinch, nearly getting himself disqualified. The fight descended into chaos, with security rushing in to calm things down. Yet once Tyson regained his focus, the outcome was inevitable. In the fifth round, he uncorked a devastating right hand that sent Botha crashing to the canvas. The fight was over in an instant, a reminder of the danger of giving Tyson even a moment of clarity in the midst of madness. Back in 1987, Tyson faced Tony Tucker in a unification bout that carried enormous stakes. Tucker was undefeated, a towering fighter with skill and power who had just beaten Buster Douglas for the IBF title. The anticipation was immense. Two undefeated heavyweights colliding for the undisputed crown. From the opening bell, Tyson pressed forward with his usual ferocity, unleashing bombs to the body and head. But Tucker was no pushover. He used his height, reach, and technique to keep Tyson off balance and even stunned him with sharp right hands. At one point, Tucker mocked Tyson, clowning around in the ring as if he had the champion figured out. That arrogance would be his undoing. Tyson, infuriated by the antics, doubled down on his assault, breaking Tucker's rhythm and confidence. The fight went the distance, but Tyson's relentless aggression and superior firepower earned him a unanimous decision victory. It was proof that even when faced with a giant who refused to go down, Tyson had the stamina and focus to dominate. Then came Frank Bruno, the British powerhouse known for his sculpted physique and devastating strength. Bruno believed his size and muscles gave him the edge, and he openly mocked Tyson in the build-up, claiming he would knock him out and wipe him off the boxing map. Tyson, however, wasn't impressed by big muscles. He had seen plenty of bodybuilders crumple under his fists. When the fight began, Tyson dropped Bruno early with a thunderous right hand, but Bruno recovered and began to push back, using his size to bully Tyson. For a brief moment, Bruno even shook Tyson with a hard left hook, sending shock through the crowd. But Tyson wasn't built to be broken. He weathered the storm, then unleashed a merciless barrage that left Bruno defenseless. The referee stepped in to save Bruno from unnecessary punishment, awarding Tyson a TKO victory in the 5th round. The pumped-up showboater had been humbled, and Tyson once again proved that intimidation and muscles meant nothing against true skill and ferocity. Tyson's battles weren't always about belts and titles. Sometimes they were about pride. In 1986, he faced Mitch Green, a street-tough fighter who trash-talked relentlessly before the match. Green promised to destroy Tyson, mocking his looks and belittling his skills. But when the bell rang, it was Tyson's fists that did the talking. Round after round, he punished Green with crushing left hooks and right hands. Green had his moments, landing a few solid shots and proving he was no pushover, but Tyson's power and relentless pressure wore him down. By the end of 12 grueling rounds, Green's face was a bloody mess, and Tyson had once again proven that trash talk could never match the force of his punches. Their rivalry even spilled outside the ring years later, with Tyson famously brawling with Green in the streets of Harlem. But in the ring, there was no doubt who the better man was. These fights weren't just about Mike Tyson destroying opponents in seconds. They were about resilience, about facing moments when victory seemed to slip away and finding a way to rise again. Tyson was more than a knockout machine. He was a fighter who could dig deep when the situation demanded it, a man who carried not just fists of steel but a heart that refused to quit. His career was a mixture of brilliance, chaos, triumph, and tragedy. But through it all, he showed why he will always be remembered as one of the greatest boxers of all time.